No, listen, Liverpool are actually trying to rejuvenate under Iraola. They're trying to improve from what Arne Slot left them in, which was not necessarily a bad situation, but it wasn't good enough, right? Liverpool have expectation. I think what I did recognise from the performance against Wrexham was the kids are okay. There's room for improvement. Iraola has a style, and he's implementing that already with the youngsters who get an opportunity up top. And I was really impressed with 2 or 3 of the kids who stood up, but obviously the experienced players stand out more than most. I thought Dominic Szoboszlai was excellent in the game. He leads by example. I was impressed with Harvey Elliott. A couple of nice touches in the game, especially in that first half. 2 or 3 nice passes in behind, picking up the ball in number 10 position. He's probably not going to be there, a part of the squad when it comes to that first game. So it's hard to take anything from that game going into this new season. But I do like what I'm seeing from Iraola. Nice to see him back at Yankee Stadium. He played for New York City Football Club back in the day. And he is someone who's impressed me already from obviously what he's done previous to getting to Bournemouth, but also at Bournemouth. He went through his UEFA Pro licence incredibly early, so he knew exactly what he wanted to do. It's been almost 10 years he's held that licence, and now getting the chance to coach Liverpool Football Club, this will be his biggest challenge. But the identity was on display yesterday, and I can also see and feel an aura. Liverpool fans expect, and there's also this expectation within the group at Liverpool Football Club as well. I don't know if you saw that there, the little interview we had, obviously. There was a couple of legends there. Robbie Fowler, one of my favourites. Phil Thompson, also another legend at the football club. Both of those players had tremendous success at a different era. Liverpool Football Club's gone past that now. Now they've got to get back to those trophy-winning days. Can they compete for a Premier League title? Under Iraola in his first season, it's going to be difficult, but for sure he's got an identity and he knows how he wants to play.
Yeah, well, and he's going to have to deal, of course, with last season's signings as well. You know, obviously, no Ekitike, that's going to make a big difference, but Isak could be healthy for an entire season. Florian Wirtz, who we saw, was... you know, so-so. I think at times he was absolutely brilliant. It took him a long time to get into that team as well and kind of settle in. But I do wonder, we've talked about his role ad nauseum here on Golazo Network. Does he get to more of a second striker opportunity a la Junior Krupi for Bournemouth and Iraola? Does he play on the wing like he did a little bit more under Arne Slot? That could hold the key to a lot of success, I feel like, for Liverpool this year.
There wasn't really a standout goal-scoring performer last season. Hugo Ekitike got off to a terrific start with the absence of Alexander Isak and the injuries that he came into the football club with. Listen, Liverpool got off to a bad start, and it was, in my opinion, it was a bad start because of all the noise off the field. It was a real big problem getting over the tragedy, and I don't think they have got over the tragedy of Diogo Jota. How do you even deal with that? How do you compensate for that? I don't think you can. So Liverpool had to deal with that first and foremost. Arne Slot had to deal with that. The players had to deal with that. Now, obviously, you go through the transfer nonsense with Alexander Isak and how long that took. You're not really a cohesive group until the transfers are finally over. Until the group is together, then Slot can go to work. But you could tell, even in the early stages in the Charity Shield, you could tell that there were tired legs, mistakes being made. It was an aging group. I do think that defensively they need to improve massively. But offensively, as you pointed out there, that's so important because that's the Liverpool DNA. They want to entertain. They want to play an offensive style, score goals, create chances, get the fans on their feet. That's the Liverpool way. If you know a Scouser, you know they're an excited bunch of people.
Yes.
They want to be entertained. And I think that Liverpool can do that this season.
Yeah, and there are more than ever. You know, we talked about it as well. Liverpool is a worldwide brand because of, obviously, what FSG has done. They've put the resources into it and the emphasis on growing their brand. Well, you can certainly say check there. So here could be the 11. You know, you're looking at Isak up top. I think Rio's going to play a big role on the wing. Anybody in this group that really stands out to you? Is it someone, obviously, you know, the middle of that defense, Van Dijk, Konate being gone, you know, Jacquet coming into the team potentially? Anybody that you need to see them go out and get? Is it somebody like a Bradley Barcola?
Well, he's obviously the one that's been rumoured most recently with the football club in a really ridiculously high price tag as well. And sometimes desperation creeps into play when you're out there. We saw it with Alexander Isak. The transfer fee got pushed up higher and higher and higher. I mean, he probably wants to leave Paris Saint-Germain and he wants to play first-team football more regular. I understand that. But he's still going to cost a lot. Liverpool Football Club will be competitive if they even don't sign Bradley Barcola. I do think that right fullback position is a position they've got to try and strengthen at some point. Jeremy Frimpong will not be a right back for me, as far as I'm concerned. He is someone who can potentially push on and help with that right wing position.
Not enough defensive quality for you?
He's not a defender for me at all. He's not. I love him offensively. If you look at what he played under Xabi Alonso at Leverkusen, he was rejuvenated under Alonso, right? He wasn't playing his great football, and then Alonso came and he turned him into this superstar player. Offensively, unbelievable. What a player, what a talent. So I'm intrigued to see how he handles it and what position he eventually goes on and plays. I think Ngomoa plays on the left-hand side, not the right-hand side. Munoz is another one who's come in that can potentially obviously impact this group at some point as well. Jeremy Jacquet has so much pressure on his shoulders in that back line because centre-back position was a big problem. Virgil van Dijk was inconsistent all season long, and Konate was a disaster all season long. So I feel a bit sorry for what we've seen from Mamardashvili when he obviously stepped up in the absence of Alisson. It wasn't easy. How do you deal with that? You've got Kerkis replacing Andy Robertson at left back, new player into the team. You've got Frimpong playing right back, new player into the team. And you're trying to gel this all together. It doesn't work like that. A little bit more consistency from Iraola. He's focused on trying to make sure that there's chemistry within that group. And from what I've witnessed already, obviously being near the team yesterday, there's an expectation, there's a feeling amongst that group, even though the stars are not quite there.
Yeah.
But Alexander Isak, I feel like Alex holds the key. If Isak comes back, and Isak is healthy, I watched him actually in person in Dallas for Sweden during the World Cup. Super impressive. Just his movement, his touch, his link-up play, the interchange with Gyökeres, outstanding. If he can create some sort of partnership up front for Liverpool, and he can get back to that Newcastle form, there's no reason why Liverpool cannot challenge for a title. Yep. Who's the favourite? You can't sit here and say Arsenal are the favourite. I mean, any team that wins the title with that defensive and obviously set-piece mantra, I don't think consistently can do that. They need to be better, Arsenal. And that needs to be from open play as well. But if Liverpool are more dangerous in open play, there is no way you can rule Iraola and his troops out. Maybe one or two pieces to the puzzle, and they'll be competitive.
It's wide open, I think, in a lot of ways, because, of course, anytime you don't have Pep Guardiola manning Man City, obviously you would say most years they're the favorite. But at this point, who knows what Maresca's going to do? Probably have a lot of success, but we don't know that.
Yep.
If you're a Liverpool supporter here, I mean, you won a title a couple of years ago. Last year, a disappointing fifth-place finish, albeit you did secure Champions League qualification. Is it title or bust? Is it Champions League or bust? What are our expectations for Liverpool heading into the season? Yeah,
first of all, I'll clarify, I'm absolutely not a Liverpool fan, so I'll make that clear first and foremost. Thanks for putting the words in my mouth there, Alex. Listen, I think...
I didn't say you were a Liverpool supporter.
If I was to put myself in their shoes, they're an excited, expectational bunch of people. The Liverpool fans have grown through the roof. The commercialisation of this football club has gone through the roof. I see more Liverpool jerseys than I see any other team in the United States of America. And they're coming from everywhere right now. But the expectation also grows with that. You have to compete. I think they have to compete for a Premier League title. I think Iraola's focus will be domestic football, finishing not in the top 5, finishing in probably the top 2. That's what Liverpool's goal should be. And actually, if you're going to say that, you've got to say they've got to try and win the Premier League title. Why can Liverpool not win the Premier League title? If you look at goal scoring, they've got one. If you look at pace, they've got it. If you look at midfield talent, they absolutely have it. If you look at experience along the backline with an exciting new addition, they have it. If you look at goalkeeping, they've got 2. The fullback position is a slight concern. Kerkis didn't impress me. And I didn't see enough from Frimpong to say that he can play in that role. So that's the one area I would feel, okay, you need a bit more. And that right wing position, maybe. Outside of that, Liverpool check all the boxes. So Liverpool should be competing for a Premier League title. And I do think they'll go pretty close this year,